Most people think intelligence is about IQ scores, degrees, or fancy vocabulary, but the truth is far deeper. Intelligence isn't what you know, it's how you think, how you adapt, how you learn, and most importantly, how you grow when life challenges your ego. The world is full of people who appear confident, talk loud, dominate every conversation, and never admit fault. Yet beneath that surface, their minds have stopped evolving. These are not signs of strength, they are signs of stagnation. So today, we will journey through 15 silent habits that quietly destroy intelligence, the very patterns that keep us from growing into the stronger, wiser versions of ourselves. This reflection is not to judge others, but to confront the mirror within. Because if you can see these habits in yourself and begin to change them, you'll start walking the true daily path to strength. It begins with the first and most dangerous habit, never admitting you're wrong. When your ego becomes your shield, learning stops. You argue harder, defend false points, twist logic to protect your pride. But the wise man knows that truth does not care about your feelings. Shi Heng Yi once said that wisdom is the art of accepting reality without letting your emotions poison your judgment. Smart people treat being wrong as an opportunity to grow, not as a threat to their identity. They have the courage to say, "I was wrong." Those three words are the key that opens the door to deeper understanding. If your ego cannot bear them, your mind becomes a prison built by pride. The second habit is reacting instead of responding. Life constantly tests our emotional balance, and in those moments, most people react like fire, instant, hot, destructive. But true strength is the pause between emotion and action. Carl Jung said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose. That space is where intelligence lives. When you can pause before you speak, you control the moment instead of being controlled by it. Those who master that pause become masters of themselves." The third silent destroyer is talking more than listening. The insecure mind loves the sound of its own voice. It interrupts, dominates, performs. But the intelligent mind listens. It asks questions, seeks understanding, and remains humble before the truth. Silence, as Shi Heng Yi teaches, is not emptiness, it's awareness. Every word you don't say is a moment you spend observing, learning, and connecting. The loudest person in the room is rarely the smartest. The wise one listens more than he speaks and speaks only when his words can improve silence. The fourth habit is blaming others for everything. The weak mind always looks outward for reasons to stay stuck. The weather, the boss, the government, the past. Blame is an addiction that protects the ego from responsibility. But smart people know this. You can't grow from what you don't own. Every challenge carries a lesson, and every failure carries feedback. When you ask, "What could I have done differently?" you take back your power. Victims stay small because they surrender control. Warriors grow because they own their choices. The fifth is needing to be right in every argument. Many people treat conversations as battles instead of bridges. Their goal isn't truth, it's victory. But winning an argument doesn't make you wise, it makes you stubborn. Intelligence seeks understanding, while ego seeks validation. If you care more about being right than learning something new, you're stuck in the shallow waters of self-importance. True wisdom comes when you realize that admitting you don't know is the beginning of knowing. The sixth habit is avoiding anything complex or uncomfortable. We live in a world that worships convenience and quick answers, but intelligence thrives on challenge. The easy path makes your body comfortable, but your mind weak. Complexity stretches the brain like a muscle. Those who avoid difficulty end up shallow, while those who dive into it grow deeper with every struggle. Shi Heng Yi teaches that pain is not punishment, it is refinement. When you face difficult truths, your understanding expands beyond limits. The seventh destructive habit is making snap judgments about people. The untrained mind labels others instantly, judging by appearance, tone, or background. But intelligence requires patience and curiosity. Every human being is a story waiting to be read, not a headline to be dismissed. The wise mind observes before deciding. Judgment may feel efficient, but it's actually lazy. When you stay open, you learn from people you once overlooked. The eighth habit is repeating the same mistakes. You say you've learned, but your actions prove otherwise. You keep entering the same toxic relationships, making the same financial blunders, or chasing the same short-term comfort. Einstein once said, "Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results." Smart people reflect on their experiences. They analyze, adjust, and evolve. Reflection turns pain into progress. Without it, life becomes a loop, not a ladder. The ninth habit is assuming you already know everything. This is the curse of the ego. It confuses familiarity with mastery. You stop listening, stop exploring, stop growing. The Dunning-Kruger effect shows that the less we actually know, the more confident we become in our ignorance. The intelligent mind stays humble, always curious, always questioning. The moment you think you know everything is the moment your growth dies. True intelligence lives in curiosity, not certainty. The 10th is surrounding yourself only with people who agree with you. Comfort kills growth. When you live inside an echo chamber, you hear your own thoughts reflected back at you until they sound like truth. Smart people seek out disagreement because friction sharpens perspective. A sword that is never tested becomes dull. The wise mind welcomes challenge because it knows truth can withstand questioning. Those who avoid opposition live in comfort, not clarity. The 11th is giving up when things get hard. Intelligence is not about speed, it's about endurance. Many people quit when the process becomes slow, confusing, or uncomfortable, but every meaningful goal demands discomfort. Shi Heng Yi reminds us that a seed must break to become a tree. Growth is never instant, it's earned through persistence. The weak mind seeks the exit when pain arrives. The strong mind asks, "What can I learn from this struggle?" Every obstacle carries the blueprint of your next level. The 12th habit is relying on stereotypes and generalizations. This is lazy thinking disguised as wisdom. All people are like this. Everyone knows that. These phrases signal a closed mind. True intelligence recognizes nuance, context, and complexity. Bertrand Russell said, "The whole problem with the world is that fools are certain while the intelligent are full of doubt." The wise embrace uncertainty because it invites exploration. Doubt is not weakness, it's the foundation of real understanding. The 13th habit is never asking why. Most people accept things at face value. They memorize, repeat, and follow without question. But intelligence begins with curiosity. Asking why opens the mind, reveals cause and effect, and deepens awareness. The child who keeps asking why grows into the adult who changes the world. When curiosity dies, so does creativity. Smart people never stop asking questions, not because they doubt everything, but because they seek truth in everything. The 14th habit is focusing on looking right instead of being real. You care more about appearing intelligent than actually understanding. You want to look smart in the eyes of others instead of being humble in the presence of truth. But performance is not progress. The wise person can look foolish while learning because they value growth over image. Pride protects your reputation. Humility strengthens your character. Intelligence grows in the soil of humility. And finally, the 15th habit is ignoring feedback and criticism. The insecure mind takes every correction as an insult, every opinion as an attack. But feedback is not your enemy, it's your mirror. It shows you what others see that you might be blind to. Even harsh criticism holds hidden truth. Smart people mine feedback for gold, extracting lessons from even the sharpest words. The mind that rejects feedback rejects its own evolution. So how many of these habits did you see in yourself? Don't be afraid to admit it. Awareness is the beginning of transformation. Intelligence isn't fixed. It's not something you're born with or without. It's what you cultivate through humility, curiosity, and courage. Every time you admit you're wrong, listen instead of speak, reflect instead of react, and learn instead of blame, your mind grows stronger. The true path to wisdom is not about knowing more, it's about becoming more. Every day you either expand your awareness or repeat your ignorance. The difference lies in whether you choose to confront your own habits or defend them. The weak mind protects its ego, the strong mind protects its growth. Remember, the brain is like a muscle. If you stop challenging it, it stops evolving. The daily path to strength begins with a single question. Will I let my ego rule me, or will I master it? If this message awakens something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with those who need to hear it. Subscribe to Daily Path to Strength for more wisdom from Shi Heng Yi that challenges your limits and strengthens your mind. Like this video if it made you reflect, and drop a comment below. Tell us which of these habits you've seen in yourself and how you plan to change them. Your journey to strength begins here. Remember, every time you choose awareness over ego, you step closer to the true meaning of intelligence.